was a anyway.
I don't know. I kind of like after Rocky 4, I just pretended that the other ones didn't exist. I didn't want to like participate in Rocky's decline. So
that's a whole podcast on its own. I'm
Right.
talking about the Rockies. I watched the Rocky Balboa Legacy they had on the plane one time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and actually, right, all the Rockies, only the fifth he didn't direct. Sylvester Stallone.
Okay, so the funny thing about the Rocky movies that I loved was when I was amateur and I was, young, a teenager. Like I said, my boxing gym was pretty rough, okay? But if they showed a rerun of any Rocky movie on TV, on Monday, the gym was full of 40-year-olds that feel that they missed their calling. It was like a totally different environment. And it would just get people so motivated watching the Rocky movies. And then they'd get the shit kicked out of them. And then they'd leave, until they would rerun a Rocky movie 6 months later. We get the same thing, but very influential films.
And timeless, right? The guy who started the Creed movies, right? His dad, I guess, used to put it before games, before they would play games. He'd play a Rocky part, a Rocky movie, to motivate him and his teammates.
It's the best. My favorite, I love the training sequence in Rocky 4 when they're in Russia. But the only thing you'll notice is like he doesn't actually box. He's just like lifting shit and he's running. There's like no actual boxing going on here.
Just KGB agents following him in the snow. It's a movie. Come on.
I know, right? But the music adds to it too.
Yeah. They have the training montage, video from that. Okay. Going back to your boxing and the amateur.
Okay.
Where were we at?
Well, I kind of skipped to, moving to the States and turning pro. But did you want to go back to amateur days?
Well, yeah, we were talking about you going to the national team, then they moved the facility to that smaller town,
right?
To the police academy.
Yeah, so they really didn't. In Canada, they don't put a lot of money into sports, so we weren't there full time.
But it's like fight culture, right? Like people love fighting up there. It seems like.
Not as much as here. It was a totally different environment.
It's not funded like it is here.
It's
maybe.
not funded. That is one big misconception.
And it's not even funded here, right? Compared to like Russia or some of these other countries.
Let me tell you something. Compared to even to the States, we had no funding. And that was a big misconception because when I was boxing, when I was on the amateur team, Canada was the strongest female team. And so, but I remember we went to a tournament in Finland. We were in Finland and Sweden for 2 weeks, and we went to a tournament. And this is going to segue into another story of why I wanted to move to the States so bad. I'm going to tell the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're representing our country, okay? At the time, this was the biggest international tournament for women. They gave me a men's uniform. They gave us all men's uniforms. So I'm small. I was fighting in a 106-pound weight class, the smallest weight class. My shorts went below my knees. And it's, shorts and a tank top. The waistband was like this wide, okay? It went all the way from like under my bust down to my hips. And the shorts went below my knees. And it had this big tank top. And so I said to our team manager, who was the head of Boxing Canada at the time, I said, hey, can I get like a uniform that fits? This is like a men's uniform. His response was, well, can't you sew? Don't you know how to sew? I'm like, hello, I'm on the national team here.